up, everybody?
Holy smokes, folks. It is podcast number 17.
17?
If you can believe that.
Dude.
If you can believe it. I can't believe it. But
I didn't think we'd get this far.
here we are. Yeah. When we initially brainstormed this thing, do you ever thought we'd get this far?
Fuck no.
Gesundheit.
No, I didn't think we'd get that far.
That's a great start. Hi, folks. I'm going to leave now.
I had to shut my door, so I'm bugging my roommates and all that.
Gotcha. Well, shoot, dude. 17, the same year I was when I lost my... Never mind. When I got my driver's license is what I meant to say.
Yeah, we all know the other one's a lie.
Is it, though?
Yes, it is, because
You
I was
don't
18.
know that. You don't know that for sure.
I do.
You don't.
We've had many conversations.
Hey, I could have been lying. I could have been BSing.
Could have been boinking. I'll just say, who you were before you met Jones and Pounders and Jeff and Hunt and I, compared to who you are now.
Oh God, who I am now is a far cry.
An entirely different person.
Y'all took me halfway to hell is what y'all did.
Yeah. You didn't swear.
I was on the straight and narrow. Yeah.
I mean, it's your fault.
No, I didn't. I didn't drink at all, actually. Yeah, my first beer was when we were in tech school, and we went out.
That was your first beer?
Yeah.
We gave you your first beer?
And it was a Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. I will never forget it.
That's a pretty good first beer. My first beer was a...
No, I lied. I lied. My first beer was right before I shipped off. I was still 21. I went out to a restaurant with my uncle who I was working with and a couple of the other guys that we were working with. And I asked them what they thought a good first beer would be. And I can't remember what it was. I remember not liking it. And then, well, in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, maybe it's an acquired taste, or maybe this one was just shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But shortly after that, I ship off to basic, and then I go to tech school, and then I start going out with you guys, and you introduced me to Leinenkugels, and that was the first beer I drank that I actually liked. And then it all went downhill from there.
And here we are, beers later. I will tell you, a new favorite of mine is this baby right here.
The Busch.
Dude, I always make fun of people for drinking Busch Light, because it's the redneck beer. Like, this is redneck shit. Anything that comes in a camo case.
It's the No, you ain't lying. But it is the most popular beer by sales in Iowa, where I'm from.
Really?
Iowans drink more Busch Light than any other beer.
I think Michigan's probably Miller, if I was a betting man. But that's because the Tigers are...
Right.
Wings are sponsored by Miller Lite. But...
Well, I mean... Well, down here in St. Louis, next to where I'm at, Busch Stadium, right? Like, we literally have a Busch plant there, so... Anyway, so what have we got on the agenda for today?
So today, I think we'll go a little bit shorter, not much. But I'll go through and explain these ones this week.
Hit it. Not to mention what our theme is for this week.
Yes, which has to do with smells. So the entire thing will be based off of
three senses.
Old senses. The old nostril. But we'll do what makes me think of here in a second to get our brain working, because mine's mush today, like usual. Top 5 best smells that we both have.
Yes.
We're not gonna do Hero of the Week this week. Like I said, we're gonna try to make this one a little shorter so Leary can pop out and go to bed before fucking 1 a.m. tomorrow.
Right. I have class in the morning.
He'll do this day in history.
Just one day this time.
A couple hot takes. We'll do a Don't Get Me Started, which is our flagship game, if I do say so, and probably our favorite. And we'll explain that once we get there. We'll hit a debate where we'll debate the worst smells. Not necessarily analytical based. This will be opinionated.
This is the first time we haven't debated the best of or our favorite of. This is the first time we've gone the opposite direction, and we're talking about our worst experience with something.
Yes.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be very much opinion based, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stories that go along with
and maybe a little more comedy than usual. But then we'll do a laugh you lose. We'll get rid of our podcast viewers before we go into your laugh you lose. We'll say bye and everything. Before we do, and go into this, I'll remind you at the end, and I'll remind you right now. Go listen to us on Spotify. Go listen to us on Apple Podcasts now.
We are now there.
We're on like 14 different platforms. So just go find a platform. We're on there.
Whichever one's your favorite, we got you.
If we're not, email us at doublefeedpodcast@gmail.com. This is where you can email us the platforms we're not on, so we can go ahead and get those on there so you can listen to them. You can email us don't get me started topics, debate this topics, overarching topics for the entire podcast you want to see us struggle through.
Themes, yeah. If you want to give us a theme for the episode, because so the themes thing is something we started doing about 3 or 4 podcasts ago, and we liked the way it structured it so much.
We unintentionally did it prior to that.
Very much. It was, it started. It started with the one episode that we didn't record.
It did with the
it started with we had a podcast that we recorded
for road trips
that was purely visual. There was no audio recording whatsoever. We screwed that one up big time, and it was road trip based.
Yep.
So our debate was our favorite. Was it favorite roadside or road trip destination? And then our top 5 was our favorite road trip snacks. Now we will eventually get around to revisiting.
Yes. Just like
that one.
The other one we didn't record was our music one. We'll eventually.
Yeah, that was our very first one. Yeah. So if you think about it, technically this is episode 19 instead of episode 17. But I know we make that joke pretty consistently. But it does
last October.
Repeating.
I think it was the beginning. Oh, maybe last September.
We had a few episodes before Thanksgiving.
It was the beginning of October then, or the end of September that we started. No, it was the beginning of September that we started doing this.
Okay, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Several years of planning.
After several years of planning. And I think us doing it now is probably better because it's not a structured podcast, but it has segments and it is somewhat structured.
Structured, yeah. But the themes that we've introduced recently have kind of given us a little bit more structure.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be something we stick with. So, so our top 5, our hot takes, our don't get me started, and our debate will all follow the theme of the week, right? Which, like Jones mentioned, this week is smells. So our top 5 is going to take us all down memory lane, smelling some nice things, and then our debate we're gonna delve into the underbellies of
literally
the olfactory senses.
So before we go into that though, what's been up with you past week?
Well, actually, you know what? Good news, great news even. A couple days ago, I finally got my test results back for Crime Scene Hallway.
Nice.
I passed.
Nice.
I passed my big 10-hour exam. It only took me 4.5 hours, but who's counting?
Nice.
No, I was cruising. No, I got done with it and I thought, wait, this felt too easy. I started second guessing myself and
I hate when I do
kind of getting a little, because it was we're expected to spend 10 hours doing this, and I got it done in less than half the time. Anybody with any reasonable amount of sense or experience would be like, y'all fucked up on something.
Yes, you skipped some steps.
I skipped something.
Yeah.
Right. But no, I turned in all the work. The instructor thumbed through, because I had to hand in 2 forms, 2 sketches, and 10 pages of notes. Right. So they flipped through it, made sure everything was there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all right, yeah, you hit everything. Now it's just a matter of us digging through and making sure the notes match the sketches, making sure, everything's. It took them 3 days. It took them 3 days plus a weekend to grade everything. That's how in depth they go with this shit.
Damn.
Because, for example, if I take a measurement, right, and I draw that measurement on my sketch,
mm-hmm.
but I don't record it in my notes, that's a mistake.
Interesting.
Yeah. The notes and the sketches and all the information that they share have to match perfectly. It is that detail oriented. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So like I said, it took them quite a few days to grade it all, and they gave us the results just a couple days ago. There were only 2 people in the class of 29 that failed, and they each only failed one of the 12 phases.
So they only had to redo one of the 12 phases?
Technically, no. They have to redo 3 phases. One is the one that they failed on, and the other 2 are chosen at random by the instructor.
Oh, you're just hoping it's your favorite phases. At that point, you're like,
yeah. You pray it's not. You pray it's not phase 4.
Yeah.
Where you have to physically and painfully describe everything in the room. You have to describe the floor, walls, the ceiling, all the furniture, all the evidence in painstaking detail. But as far as I know, they have already retested, and I'm pretty sure they all pass. No, they retest tomorrow, actually.
Most people repass their refire.
They will
pass the refire.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and considering they already know what they screwed up on, they did an hour of retraining Friday. So
the one thing,
so we're digging into. We're really hitting the ground running with interviews and interrogation, and we're going to be doing this for like the next 2 weeks. This one's going to be tough.
Yeah.
The
one thing,
but I'm excited for it.
Does very well. They do actually a lot of stuff well, in my opinion. But one thing they do extremely well is, their testing and their teaching. The military. Think about this. Investigations. Generally speaking, you're going to go to 6-month academy, right? If you're going to FLETC or anything like that for investigative job, you're going to go to 6-month academy. How long you been there? Or how long's one? Like 3 months?
2
months. So it's a third of the time to learn these techniques. Now you guys aren't firing and doing that other stuff, but
no. This is very much investigations 101.
Yes.
Right.
But
so it's baseline, very much baseline.
But baseline everything, like in civilian sector, anything. If you go to a baseline school for anything, and then you go to a school for the military and you learn the same exact thing, you're gonna spend less time doing it, and you're gonna learn it faster. Probably learn it better, and the testing on it is like they test you. The way they test you actually shows your knowledge, if that makes sense. So like when I was an instructor, right? So when I was an instructor, we had 67 classes in like 2.5 weeks we had to do with the new people. So 67 classes. I mean, it's a lot of fucking classes in 2.5 weeks, right? It's 8 hours a day, whatever. But everyone would pass these tests. Your goal is, like college, their goal is not to help you pass the test. Their goal is to get you in there to get your money.
Right.
The military's goal is to be like, I put this much money into you. You are going to fucking pass this test.
Darn right.
And you know what I'm saying? And because they go in with that mindset, I think it sets their people up way better. And when you get out of the military, I'll tell you from experience, when you got to active duty, you learn so much faster than everyone around you. I learned stuff, and you can deduce things a lot faster, and everything you just do faster than everybody else.
Yeah, they do a really good job of balancing information that they have to throw at you because they have to give you this information, right? Yes. They do. You balance that with practical application. And really that's what it boils down to is like, all right, how do I give you the information that you need to know, but then how do we turn around and teach you how to use the information? And in that, somewhere right in between that process is where the retention really happens.
And then generally speaking, it's for the most part, not always, but the instructors that are there have some kind of experience.
Oh yeah.
Generally speaking, Like when I was the training instructor in Turkey, when it came to like the security side of what we were doing, right? Because it came from Minot,
Yeah, you had that down pat.
Everything that there was to know about that specific stuff of security. When I hired my troops, my instructors in, I had one that did tactics, for TRF, right? And I had one that was the law enforcement guy. So you're learning from someone who did law enforcement for 4 fucking years before you got there. You're learning someone who did only tactics for that long, and you're learning from someone who did not only, but a majority wise is overseeing.
They specialize
security. So when you went to go learn those 67 classes, it's like learning all that. Now something I'll say, and I'll tell this to every single person in the world, especially if you're in the military or a veteran, because you can do it online. Go to National University. This is my 4th college, and it's by far the best college I've ever gone to, because of that fact that everyone there has experience in their field. They don't care about the bullshit. They don't care about the fucking there's no red tape. It's a private university. They teach you what you need to know about the subject you need to know it about, and they give you real world experience on it. And it's amazing. I just finished up. I procrastinated for a couple weeks, so this week was me catching up on 3 weeks worth of work. So I wasn't around a whole lot, but I wrote 2 papers yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk off camera about.
Yeah, you had a much more productive Saturday than I did. Holy shit.
Yeah. But I wrote 2 papers, finished criminal intelligence.
There you go.
What a cool class, dude. I should be starting my master's class next month or tomorrow. So my first of my master's classes for the prep program, or the transition program.
Heck yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Be ready for your caseload to shoot through the roof.
I know. Well, the good thing is I'm a full-time student. Because that GI Bill pays you good. I looked into, and I think I'm gonna go to. I sent a request in. I'll have to send you the shit. Sorry, I'm trying to open. My mouse ain't working. I'll send you
your mouse passed out just like you did, huh?
Yeah. So if anyone wants to look it up, Pacific West Academy, they take the GI Bill, right? But they are a protective service academy. So doing like personal protection, executive protection, stuff like that. It's like Green Berets, Navy SEAL, some Israeli Navy SEALs, as an Israeli Secret Service guy, a CIA guy, something like that. They made this school, so you go do that, and I think it's like a month and a half long. In November, I put a request in.
Oh.
To go.
I thought you were saying the course takes place in November. I'm like, damn, no matter where you live, that's a shit month.
Yeah, there's one in November, but I put a request in to the school to go do that for about 5 weeks.
Where is the school?
So I believe there's one in San Diego and there's one in North LA.
Oh, okay. So San Diego in November won't be that bad.
No, neither will North LA on it. I mean, it'll probably be in the 45, 50, but maybe perfect, 60s. Dude. But
that's perfect.
The tuition and the whole school includes travel, lodging, everything. So if I went to the one at LA, bring Bubba with me, put him up in a hotel, and then go do this executive protection and then get a job doing that, hopefully, executive protection, while I'm waiting for the FBI to get back to me, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Or whatever I'd apply for.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
You've been busy, my guy.
I'm trying, man. Trying.
Yeah, what is that? So you got a massively increasing caseload coming up. What does that make you think of?
Oh, it makes me think of I need my brain to work a little bit better. So we should probably get into this word game if you want to explain it.
Yeah, so makes me think of is a free train of thought, kind of a word association, but not really. It's a stream of consciousness first thing that pops into your head kind of thing based on a prompt. So in this case, if I prompt Jones with schoolwork, he will say schoolwork makes me think of this, which makes me think of this, which makes me think of this, right?
Mhm.
3 things. His third thing is my prompt. I will take that and say that makes me think of this, this, and this, right? And we'll go back and forth a couple of times, elicit a laugh or two, get our brain juices flowing, help me process some of this beer I'm drinking.
Me too.
Yeah, so, Jonesy, you went first last time, so why don't you go ahead and give me a prompt?
Movies.
Movies. Movies makes me think of the theater. Theater makes me think of musical theater. Musical theater makes me think of singing.
Singing makes me think of the car or a car, which makes me think of Spotify, which makes me think of rock music.
Rock. All right. Rock music makes me think of, I don't know why Boston was the first band that popped into my head. Rock music makes me think of Boston.
Good
Boston
music,
makes me think of the Red Sox. Red Sox makes me think of baseball.
And baseball makes me think of the Tigers. The Tigers make me think of being more than mediocre. Better than mediocre. They're halfway decent this year. And being better than mediocre makes me think of the military.
Yeah. All right. So the military makes me think of guns, which makes me think of ammo, which makes me think of money.
Okay. Money makes me think of work. Work makes me think of time. Time makes me think of money.
Wow. Okay.
I'll put it full circle for you.
That's great. Yeah, that's really helpful. All right. Money makes me think of wealth. Wealth makes me think of toys. And toys make me think of really expensive guns.
Really expensive guns makes me think of
You're thinking a little too hard. First thing that comes to your mind.
There wasn't anything. Really expensive guns make me think of ammo.
We're real inspired on this one.
Ammo makes me think of gunpowder.
Oh.
And gunpowder makes me think of that smell you get when you fire a weapon.
There's the segue. There it is.
Which goes into
Not bad. I was trying to find a way to bring it back around.
Yeah, it was hard.
I couldn't figure it out. Well done, good sir. Well done. All right. So the first topic or the first segment that fits into our theme is our top 5. So as usual, we'll count from the bottom up. Jones, would you like to start?
You know what?
I guess I'll start because you started with you started makes me think of. So all right, so I'll start. My number 1 or my number 5 pick is breakfast at grandma's house. All right. I need to paint a picture with this one. Think old school gas grill from like time immemorial. Mixed with cast iron skillet, mixed with homemade pancakes, sizzling bacon, and homemade maple syrup, and coffee, that lingering smell of coffee, all wrapped around a brick kitchen, hardwood floors that was built in the Civil War.
Oh, that's a really good smell.
I have to paint that whole picture because the ambiance there is about half of it, I think.
And I think that most people would probably say like breakfast in the morning is probably one of their favorite smells, at least the top 10. My number 5.
I had to include coffee in there somewhere, so I wrapped it into the ambiance of grandma's house because it's a very distinct scent.
It is.
That unfortunately I will never smell again because that kitchen has been renovated.
Ah, mine. You can go to any local park and
Yeah,
go
dude.
camping and do a camp. Now, I will say the day after smell, terrible. When you wake up
Yeah.
smelling like campfire, but that like you can like it's hard to explain, but you can smell the popping of the fucking fire. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
no, it's a thing. It is really a thing.
Oh
And
man.
especially if you're burning the right wood.
And you can it's a different smell based on what wood you burn.
Yeah,
So if you
exactly.
go, the best ones are when you're in the woods, and you probably bring some firewood with you, maybe. But we generally didn't. We would go in the woods and we would just find down trees or
Yep.
broken stumps or whatever, and then
Whatever's
we'd
natural for the area.
sticks and we would bring whatever's natural for the area and burn those. Man, I had so many good times camping, dude. I miss camping.
Yeah,
Need to do more
I
of
hear
it.
you. Alrighty. So, my number 4 is select candles. Right. So
Is
I'm a
that
candle guy,
the Walmart
and
brand?
no, not Walmart brand, but um, the, I have to. There are so many good ones that I've used over the years that I can't really like. I can't list them all. Right?
Yeah,
There's
that
no
would
list
be
big enough. That would take up my whole list.
so
So
candles.
I'm grouping them all together. Certain ones, like for
Okay.
example, my apartment has one that's called Leather and Embers, which right now is the greatest candle I've ever smelled. Um, that was fantastic. But there are other ones I've used in the past, like Humidor. That one's fantastic. Fireside, wood smoke. I've done warm rustic woods.
I like any of the whiskey
That's
ones. Those are
oh yeah, the ones from Torched.
yeah. Those
The
are good.
Black Forest Lager. Yeah, so any of those that kind of incorporate a wood slash tobacco slash leather slash beer kind of.
I will say,
Yeah, they all smell so good that I need to acknowledge them, but I'm gonna group them all together
when
here.
we first moved in the apartment, because I don't think we could have them in the dorms.
Correct.
When we first moved in the apartment, you had candles.
Yep.
And I thought they were kind of gay. I'm gonna be honest with you. But you bought like good like manly smelling candles. I didn't think there was such a thing, honestly.
Yep.
And so you did that, and I was like mahogany and fucking like cigar, and you're like, that's a smell. And there,
The one
I
that
love me some candles.
do you remember the one I had in the bathroom? The bathroom that we
I
shared in
remember
the
it was a
second
dark
apartment.
one.
It
Yeah.
was called Warm Rustic Woods.
Yes, that
Yeah.
one.
That one was fantastic.
It was
I love
phenomenal.
that one.
Um,
Anyway,
my number 4 is fresh cut grass.
shit! I forget about that.
But it's in
Oh,
the big one is like that morning
yeah.
after, or the fresh cut grass in the morning when there's like that, like the dew on the grass and everything. Oh, dude, I love fresh cut grass.
See,
So
for me,
much.
it's got to be the afternoon of dry.
Dry. I like.
Yeah.
I'll go mow my lawn, and I'll get done mowing my lawn. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
right after that, later in the afternoon, when the scent is kind of still just lingering.
you know,
Right.
the one good. I hate housing communities. I think they're commie communities personally, because they have HOAs in them, which are many Chinese communist
Yes.
collectives.
Errands with power.
Yes, but everyone gets their grass cut or cuts the grass around the same like 2 days generally.
Yes.
So you'll come through the community and it just all smells like fresh cut grass, and it is awesome. I love it.
And you pair that with a good looking lawn.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Primo, baby.
pretty much.
All right. So speaking of being cut, this one's kind of a twofer because they're very similar, but
Okay.
separate enough. I did fresh cut timber / wood paneling. So that smell when you cut down a tree right? And you're sawing it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Or just
So,
sawing wood in general.
right.
Yeah.
However, you get cedar panels that you put up like as interior siding in a house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. That's one of the best smells ever, dude. It's
I used to chop like a fuckload of wood. When we lived in Michigan, because we had a wood oven, and that was our source of heat for the winter.
oh
So we would get corded wood, and even when it was cold as shit outside, you could smell, like when they would deliver that corded wood in, and you could smell it, and then you chop, even when you're chopping the wood, like, man, fresh cut wood's the shit, man.
I have even gone as far as pick up chunks of wood and
Yeah,
smell it because it's so good, especially if you get some oak or some cedar. Right.
it brings you back to
one
nature,
of those
man.
really amazing fragrant woods.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For me, number 3, we got. Can you imagine what this is going to be?
Cooked fish. I don't know. Bacon.
Cooked bacon. And last week I explained the story about my grandpa's house, and his house always smelled like cooked bacon. But going along with that breakfast smell, some fresh cooked fucking bacon, dude. Or just pork in general, really, like a ham or something. But bacon specifically.
Bacon specifically, there's something about the smell of bacon. I can't deny it.
No.
And
it's like a cloud.
You combine that, you combine that with coffee and maybe some sort of like a pancakes or waffles or something like that. You combine all of those together, you get my number 5 pick, right?
There's something about cooked breakfast foods. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, something about it. Yeah.
What do you got number 2?
Hell, I don't know why the hell I didn't mention coffee. Shit. I don't drink coffee, but I love the smell of coffee. All right, so my number 2 is balsam fir, also known as your Christmas tree.
Oh.
BALSAM. Balsam fir. Specifically.
Tree,
all right.
That's what everyone's going to know it as.
The smell of your Douglas fir or your balsam fir or any kind of Christmas tree, there's a nostalgia associated with smells, but then you also pair the nostalgia around a holiday. It's just that much more pronounced, right? And it's that much more of a memory, right? So that's why it's my number 2.
I agree. I think Christmas trees are, like you said, the nostalgia of it is great. Or like a you walk up to a pine tree in the wilderness, and it's awesome too.
Even then, yeah.
You kind of mentioned my second one earlier, and I am an avid coffee drinker.
Yes. Yeah. The smell of fresh brewed coffee is right up there. I think you would have a hard time finding any red-blooded American who,
at least in like the
doesn't,
smell.
Yeah, who doesn't have the smell of coffee somewhere in a top 5 or a top 10 list.
Yeah, because you could even not like drinking coffee, but if you get yourself like a nice dark roast, or like there's this coffee I used to do at work. I'll buy random fucking coffees, honestly, but some fresh Folgers, dude. Just baseline cheap ass Folgers. Put that bitch in a coffee pot, sitting there at work, and you can smell it for a while, honestly. And I love.
You can smell it from down the hall.
Yeah, I love myself some fresh coffee.
My mom did not start drinking coffee till she was in her mid 40s. Right. Interesting story. So that means there's still hope for me.
That's interesting that she didn't do that,
but,
and was a nurse.
Right. But she made a pot every morning for Dad. And part of the reason was she loved Dad, right? She wanted to help him out with his morning routine, but she specifically said that another big reason why she did it was because she just loved the smell. And she loved her kitchen and her house to smell like coffee first thing in the morning. And that might partially be where I get it from. Because I always loved that smell as well.
It's such a good smell.
Something about it.
I remember hunting. We'd go out on hunting for the day or whatever, and we would get big old like those Coleman thermals.
Yeah, the big old thermoses.
Yeah, and
the one where the screw-on lid doubles as the cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we would get those, and And when you bring it out and you're hunting, you're sitting there cold as fuck, right? And you open it, and you couldn't have smelled because in the thermos it's airtight. You couldn't smell the coffee.
Yep.
You open that and just
You
smell
crack that bitch open.
hot coffee.
Oh.
It gives you hope for a couple more hours. Yeah.
You drink it and you feel the warmth go straight down into your stomach.
Yeah. All the way. You can feel it from your mouth all the way down to your stomach, and then it'll warm out. And you're like, huh.
It radiates from there.
Yeah. What about number 1 for you?
All right. So number 1, this is another one of those conceptual things, kind of like breakfast at grandma's. All right. This is called Fall Morning on the Farm.
I love the smell of fall.
Yeah. There is something about you combine grass with leaves with the natural wood smell of an old house with just the smell of fresh country air, morning pre-dawn. There is a distinct smell to it. And I'm having a hard time putting words to it, which is unusual for me. But yeah, I can't imagine a more peaceful, serene, calming smell.
There isn't. That first,
it's one of those things that you can't describe. You can't describe it. You have to experience it. And those people who have experienced it all know exactly what I'm talking about.
And you're only really experiencing that, I would say, in the Midwest.
I think so. I think part of it really is Midwest.
That hint of a cold sweep coming in. It's not cold, but it's a little chilly. The leaves are turning color. Like you said, you're on a farm. That's a Midwestern
so there's
thing.
a lot of other natural smells out there too. A little hint of woods. Jesus, what's the word? Wood stove. A little hint of wood stove in the background. And the promise of a good day ahead,
Yeah, I love me some fall. And you know what I love more than the fall?
Oh, okay.
First snowfall.
That would have made a good hot take.
It would have.
Snow has a scent.
So there's a crispness in the air, right? When there's first snowfall, or really snowfall in general. And you come out the next day in the morning. And there's that crisp smell.
It's almost like it's too cold to smell anything, but it's distinct.
It's distinct, and it's beautiful. And if you're going out, go out for a walk or hike or something, it's such a beautiful smell. There's no other way for me to explain it besides in California and the coastal cities, you go to the ocean. And you smell the ocean.
Smell of the ocean, a little bit salty, a little sour,
It's a distinct thing, right? Because you go to the ocean. It only happens when you go there. The first snowfall and that day after, there's a specific smell, and it's crisp. It's a crisp, beautiful smell, and I love it so much.
Speaking of that, I should have mentioned, the winter smell of engine exhaust.
Yeah,
because you never really smell it any other time other than winter. Engine exhaust, especially that of snowblowers.
Maybe that's why.
I don't know what it is about. Yeah, because that's really the only time you ever smell, except lawnmowers, right? If you get a really crappy lawnmower that blows back on you a bunch, that's a distinct smell in and of itself. But you put that smell in a cold environment, it's
that's why the first snowfall and the cold and everything is my favorite. Maybe it takes away a lot of the conflicting smells and just brings certain smells up. I don't know what the science is behind it. I ain't no scientist, but yeah, there's something about it, man. I do have a hot take, though.
Oh yeah. What is your hot take about that?
My hot take. And this is something I fucking hate the taste of too. Vinegar is maybe my top 2 most hated smells of all time. Vinegar smells like what obesity looks like. Vinegar vinegar is like one of those like old, I won't say nuns, but kind of. You know what I'm saying? You see like the movies where they're walking around, they're hitting kids with a ruler, right?
Funny enough, I was just watching that in 1923.
That is the smell of vinegar. It's vile. It's a vile smell. If there was like if the devil popped up behind me,
Evil had a smell.
Everyone says he smells like sulfur. I don't think that's the truth. I think he probably smells like fucking vinegar. It's just vile, dude. It makes me gag every time I smell it, let alone taste it. But
it definitely tickles my
it.
nostrils. But
Yeah,
yeah, I love vinegar based things.
I hate it.
Salad dressing. Yeah,
it smells like
pasta salad dressing.
It smells like no thanks. That's what it smells like to me.
Well, it's funny because you like my pasta salad.
I do, but I cannot stand vinegar.
The sauce is primarily vinegar. It's a cup and a half of vinegar and a cup and a half of oil.
But the oil
a couple other things
brings it down, and so does the other stuff.
The oil does balance it out.
And if you open a vinegar and you smell that shit,
it, like I said, it does tickle your nostrils.
No, it tickles my soul in the bad, like in the creepy way.
And the not so good part.
It's like
the Joe Biden part, the Joe Biden way.
Yeah, vinegar touches me in all the wrong ways.
All the wrong ways and all the wrong places. All right. All right. Yeah. So my hot take is, you're driving down the highway and you can tell that a skunk has died. That roadside dead skunk smell. And you think you hit one at that point. My hot take is that smell doesn't smell that bad. It doesn't smell that bad. Like, let's be honest. I thought that that's what weed was for the longest time. Well, it does smell like some shitty weed. I will say. Like, it took me a while to discover that there was actually a difference. Because I remember making the comment one time. Hell, I think I was in college. Mm-hmm. I was talking with somebody. He's like, damn, smells like a dead skunk around here. And one of the guys was like, yeah, that's weed. And I said, I'm sorry, what? He goes, yeah, that's definitely weed, dude. Yeah. And I go, well, smells like a skunk to me. It's not the worst smell in the world. I kind of agree with you. Now, I do want to preface that by saying that's the after scent of skunk. Yes. The actual thing, horrid. If you hit a skunk, oh, dude. If a skunk sprays in your vicinity, yes. I have a story about this one. All right. Back in the missile fields of Minot, you had to chase all sorts of animals off the launch facility because they're tripping our damn sensors. I remember. Right? I remember. I will always remember Echo 5, not fondly for this. So I'm working mids, right? It's me, and do you remember Alsup? Yeah. Yeah, I do. So he and I were the art team out there at Echo 5 this particular fall evening. And we got an alarm at Echo 5, and we walked into the FSC office, and we could see on the camera, plain as day, a skunk walking right over top of the LSB, right? And we're like, fuck, and he's pacing back and forth. He's not leaving. So we're not getting resets, right? So we drive out there and we very gently usher this skunk out the main gate, close up the gate, and we leave. 2 hours later, alarm goes off again. The same damn skunk. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, I know. He can figure out how to get on, but he can't figure out how to get off again. Yeah. So we went out there again. Very carefully ushered him off the site. This time we were sitting on the access road waiting for resets when this fucker already got back on and re-tripped the alarm. What a fuck. So this time he decides to take a different route and ends up burrowing himself under the cattle gate on the front side of the actual blast door.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
And there's a bit of a hole down there under there that you can crawl into. And he was not coming out. And this was like maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. So we had a long, 4.5 hours ahead of us. And I looked at Allsup, he looked at me and said, we are not going to sit out here for 4 hours waiting for this fucker to decide to come out. So we decided our best course of action was to try and kill it in place. Obviously, we can't shoot the thing. As easy as that would have been.
Sadly.
But this was early fall, so we were already winter prepping, so every single one of our response vehicles had a pair of shovels in the back seat. Or in the bed, because we're required to have shovels with us. So we took this shovel and decided to try and stab/bludgeon this thing, who is curled up in the defensive position underneath blast door, essentially. Yep. So Allsup drew the short straw, and he was the one that had to go down there, and he started taking 3 or 4 good whacks, and almost instantaneously we were like, this skunk had sprayed. He had coated the front of the shovel with this thick green ooze. And it smelled so bad. The only thing I can compare it to is burning rubber mixed with burnt garlic bread. For some reason there was like this acidic-y garlic scent to it as well. But we were coughing, we were gagging. Eventually we figured out that we killed this thing. And we actually left that shovel. We didn't put the shovel back in the truck. We left it outside the gate. We drive back to the MAF. We don't even step inside, and we're met by the FSC, and he goes, "No, strip. Y'all ain't bringing these uniforms into this place." So we stripped down to our shorts, essentially. I think we ended up burning the uniforms
there on the grill
that
or something.
Night. I think we did.
That's fucking hilarious.
So we had to go back to the rooms. We woke up the guys who were sleeping, and we changed uniforms because it smelled that bad. We didn't get sprayed directly, but we were close enough and in that vicinity long enough that stench stayed on us. And then we had to detail the inside of the truck that next morning because Days was pitching a fit.
Oh, I would have been pitching a fit too.
Because the truck stunk.
And they have to do a lot more work generally. Speaking so.
I mean, who cares?
True.
We're the ones that got to stay up at the butt crack of dawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway,
less bullshit.
So getting sprayed by a skunk is nasty. The roadside dead skunk smell, not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad.
That's
especially comparative to that. Well, that would make us to just not get me started. So
don't get me started about bad smells, man.
Oh, actually, we skipped history.
Did we skip something? Oh shoot, we did.
After top 5.
Oh well. Oh well.
We'll do it after. We'll have to. Don't get me started.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're trying to make this a short one anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No sweat off my back.
Bring up this. You want to explain what's going on here?
Yeah. All right. So, Don't Get Me Started is a game that we play. We're turning it into an actual card game, but the way this game works is Jones and I are going to give each other a topic. It's going to be a smell-based topic, and we will then tell each other you either love it or you hate it, and that person then has to instantly go on a 30-second rant on all the reasons why they either love or hate that particular topic. Right? It's very straightforward, very simple. Usually what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pick very random, like truly random topics like elevators or ice cream or, baseball or something like that. The idea being or at least what we're trying to do with it is we're trying to turn this into a card game. We're in the process of doing this, where the way that it'll work is you draw a card that will have the random topic on it, and then you'll roll a dice that will either tell you love it or hate it, and then you just go for it. The idea being is that it's a fun road trip game, or like a stuck at the airport, we got to kill some time game, family friendly, right? You don't have to be very smart to, or very old to play this, really. But it's a very fun road trip game for sure, if you need to kill some time while driving. But yeah, so how much more time do you need, Jones?
You're good.
All right. So, Jones, do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Do you want your love or hate?
Give me my love.
Alrighty.
You son of a bitch.
You love beer farts in the car.
We'll go into the story after this.
Yes, there is a story.
So I love beer farts in the car, and here's the reason why. That means the boys and we had a great fucking night the night prior. We went out, we did some probably hood rat shit, drank way too many beers. I'll fucking drink to that.
Yeah. We're wasting time.
And next thing you know, we're driving back from our great destination to wherever we live. But those beer farts, that is the subsidy of which is actually not a good word for this.
No.
The byproduct of a great night. So what if you gotta sit in your car for a few hours and just smell beer farts the whole time and almost puke? At least you had a great time doing it the night before. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. If you ain't fucking living right and drinking beer, then are you really even living?
That was one of your better ones,
Hey.
I have to say.
Hey,
that was pretty good.
It's hard to out bullshit the bullshitter.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
Oh, dude.
That was so bad, dude.
So
and it was all three of us.
That was the Mike Stud concert, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the two. No, we only went to one.
Only went to one.
Yeah.
That was all three of us.
For 8 hours.
Taking turns. Yeah, 8 hours.
8 hours.
From Minneapolis back to Minot. Oh my god. Now your farts are as bad enough as it is by themselves.
Yes. Jones has gnarly fucking...
Oh my god.
Those things were...
Mine were all noise for the most part.
Yes.
But y'all's too. Jesus Christ. Something crawled up your ass and died.
We'd be sitting there listening, talking to you here. That's Jones' laugh, by the way. Other Jones. And then it would hit you like a wall.
Yeah.
And then I would fart.
Well, you were the same way. You would do the silent but deadly, and you'd just let us experience it. No forewarning, no sorry. At least with Jones, other Jones, we knew it was coming.
And I was driving, so the windows weren't down.
Yeah. I think at one point you locked the windows because you're an asshole.
I did.
Oh, that was fun, though.
Shit, dude. Yeah, it was a good time. If you're having fun with your friends and family, what's the point of life, man? Just go have fun.
Seriously.
Life's not that fucking serious. Oh. All right.
Parts are funny.
Parts are funny, okay? All right, Alir, you love... I'm going to give you a choice in this one yet, but you love when someone has egg farts sitting next to you on the plane for the whole ride.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Good luck. Are you serious?
Good luck. I'm 3 for 3 right now, dude.
God, I went bullshit easy on you.
Just bullshit it.
Okay.
I have a gay sign behind me. Shut the fuck up.
All right, hold on. Start it over again. We're already 30 seconds into this. Okay. Oh, shit, all right. Ready? So, yeah, send it. All right. Go. So, egg farts on the plane. At the very least, it's appetizing, right? It makes you want to have eggs. right? At least it's the smell of something. You know what's going on. And if one person has them, multiple people probably have them, right? So it probably means we all ate the same eggs together on a airplane breakfast, some sort of transatlantic or transcontinental flight or something like that. But yeah, so I love it when the guy is this a fat guy? I'm assuming it's a fat guy next to me.
Probably.
All right, so some overweight fat guy's got the beer farts, the egg farts. Can't be any worse than the beer farts, right? And it definitely can't be worse than protein farts. So I'll take it. I can handle that, and I'll dish out my own.
And it's a good mask for your farts.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with that, dude?
You had a very good point on it's not as bad as protein farts. At least you're not sitting next to a bodybuilder who's the same size as that big fat guy, taking up the same amount of room, and there's protein farts the whole time. Yeah,
usually I'm good at this, but what the fuck am I supposed to do with that, dude?
You're supposed to bullshit. You're just supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to bullshit.
Man. I'm supposed to come up with reasons. You can't. There's no possible. Anyway, all right. You ready for your hate?
I am.
You hate the smell of baking cookies.
I do hate the smell of baking cookies, and here's the reason why. Cookies are overrated, dude. Baking cookies, fucking overrated. You ain't got no brownies in there. There's no fucking cake. It's not even, what are you doing? It's cooking them for Santa Claus. We all know the myths and legends and all of that. I'll just tell you right now, them cookies ain't bringing Santa Claus home or Daddy home. He went for milk a long time ago. He ain't coming back for those cookies. But I do hate the smell of baking cookies because it makes me hungry. I'm a fat man right now. And if I'm out there trying to diet and everything, and I walk into my parents' house or grandparents' house or somewhere and they're baking cookies the whole time, it's going to send me down a fucking spiral, dude. Just a spiral of eating everything I want all the time whenever I want. And I can't be doing that.
Wow. You're on fire tonight, dude.
Dude, I'm a bullshit king. Nobody can out bullshit me. It's impossible. I'm just kidding.
All right, what you got for me then? What's my
I have kind of a mean one.
This is my
you.
hate. Oh, great.
I'm sorry, man. You hate the smell of candles.
Yeah, okay. So candles, they always have these really girly, flowery scents, right? And I'm a guy, right? I don't like that. And I'm not gay. Fuck you, Jones. Yeah, so the smell of candles, it's a very feminine thing, right? And I'm not trying to be a feminine person, right? So I don't want my apartment to smell like lavender, lilacs, and lilies, right? So, yeah, I don't like them because they're not manly. They're all feminine, and they bring with them the expectation of femininity. You try saying that one 5 times in a row.
I will not.
Right, but you get where I'm going, right? The smells bring with it certain expectations, and I don't like that. I don't appreciate that.
And I ain't got no vagina, so all I got's a bussy.
I love the bussy.
What do you want? Potatoes and bussy? I'm gonna give you a Bud Light.
Yeah, right.
There's 3 things I love in the world: Bud Light, candles, and pussy.
That's what it smells like to drive a Ford truck.
Oh shit!
Y'all gotta go back and revisit that one from like episode 6 or some shit like that.
Yeah, yes you do. We should do a what it smells like to build a Ford truck series now.
No, we should definitely not.
Fuck.
Because I drive a Ford. Fuck you.
Hey, and it smells like Bud Light, bussy, and candles.
Actually, right now it smells like leather. Because I got that little tree thing that hangs from the rear view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all right.
Would you
rather
Yeah, would I rather? Yeah.
Jones, would you rather not be able to smell at all or have all smells reversed?
All
Meaning,
smells reversed.
meaning something sweet actually smells sour. Something that smells bad smells good. Something that smells good smells bad.
So let me go through pros and cons of this real quick. So pro, if I lived in LA, I'd be the happiest person alive because it wouldn't smell like a
Yes.
cesspool.
But at the flip side, your house would suddenly smell like what San Francisco smells like.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be very good for the ladies.
Bacon wouldn't smell like bacon anymore.
Oh, bacon would smell like bacon. Probably smell like vinegar, and vinegar would smell like bacon.
Right.
Probably be healthier. To live that way, maybe. It's probably become a hoarder. I'd rather not be able to smell. Honestly,
really?
I'd rather
you would rather not be able to smell anything at all.
Also, if there's ever a sense I couldn't have again out of your senses, smell would be the one that would go. Out of all of them, I couldn't not
That'd
see.
Be rough.
I couldn't not taste. I couldn't not hear because I like music and stuff, and I could not feel, because sex and stuff. But smell, I could get rid of and be like, that'd be the one. Yeah.
I think touch would be mine, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you can't feel what you're doing down there, and that would be the worst.
But I can see what I'm doing down there.
Yeah, the feeling's the thing, though. Anyways.
I mean, imagine what a person with a prosthetic is feeling. Anyway, all right, so, yeah.
Well, I was talking about my penis. And that would be rough.
Basically a prosthetic.
It's big enough.
All right, what you got for me?
Would you rather sniff feet once a day for the rest of your life, or smell shit for one whole day once a week for the rest of your life? So every day you wake up, you got to sniff feet every single day of your life, and it's not always the same foot. It could be a bad foot.
It's an actual foot or just the smell of foot, like I'm smelling a slipper or something.
Actual
like that.
Foot. You're
sniff an actual foot.
Sniffing toes, dude.
Easy, I do that. I
can
get my foot close enough to my face. I will just sniff my own foot every day. You didn't specify it couldn't be my own foot. So I'll wake up every morning, I'll do my morning stretching, and while I'm there, I'll just lift my foot to my face, take a big old whiff. I shower regularly so my feet don't stink. That's a win-win.
Specified more.
You should have.
Should have said gross foot. Like athlete's foot every day.
Athlete's foot doesn't smell.
Or like
it just burns and itches.
No, an athlete's foot.
Oh.
Or like restaurant foot. When you get and you work the dish. You work dish the whole night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be worse than rucking in Texas.
No, it cannot.
Take combat boot off. Yeah.
It's raining and shit.
Where your feet are so sweaty you can wring out your socks. Yeah.
Your feet scare the snakes away.
Yeah.
Do you want to do?
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Your history, or do you want to go into our debate?
Let's just go into the debate because I'm getting hungry.
All right.
And tired.
So, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
First smell.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, how this works, we've done this a lot. It's a regular debate. We'll both open up with a minute opening statement. Then we'll go back and forth a little bit, and then we'll do a closing statement. Generally speaking, we agree on most things. Politically, for the most part, we agree on basically fucking everything.
Apparently, we disagree on food a lot, which is why a lot of our debates have gone that direction.
Food and music. We have some debates on music. We have some debates on food. So we'll be doing that. We do have, it's on the back end, the Devil's Advocate segment we haven't gotten into yet. We promise you guys we'll get it eventually when we want to.
We're still figuring it out.
But this week, this is going to be kind of a different one because we're going to debate the worst smell.
Yeah.
Compared to what our favorite would be. So this one will be interesting.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna open this up with a story.
Okay.
All right. My worst smell imaginable involves a place. Right. This place was a long-term care facility in my hometown
Oh, my bad.
where people with severe mental disabilities were placed because their family either could not or would not take care of them.
Okay.
The only reason I ever went to this place was because growing up, we had several families in our church that would always get together and go Christmas caroling during the holiday season, right? So one of the families thought it would be a good idea to go Christmas caroling in a place with a bunch of vegetables, essentially. But I I have a hard time describing what this place smelled like. So imagine, if you will, stale adult diapers mixed with various bodily fluids that have come out of various orifices that have not been properly cleaned or sanitized in a month, mixed with body odor of people who probably haven't showered in a month, mixed with very poor ventilation. You get the inability to sing because I'm choking and dry heaving in the back of the group. That was the worst smell. Like, the air felt heavy. Like, it felt like I was physically breathing in this stench. Like, it sat heavy. The smell went straight to your stomach. And yeah, I have a hard time. Like, imagine if you peed in a diaper, right? Left it out for a month and then microwaved it and then just put it in the middle of the room.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's as close as I can get to describing what this smell is. And I have enough nephews and nieces and kids who have been through diapers to know what a stale diaper smells like.
Mental institution diapers.
And not the mental institution where the rich people would send their kids. Like, imagine it's barely earning enough state dollars to stay open mental institution.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's rough. And before I get into mine, I will say, I will not say details on this situation, but I did visit, and we'll keep details out of this, but I did visit a institution at one point to see somebody, and that place did smell like that, similar to that. It smelled like depression. It was like shitty diapers and depression.
So I was really hungry up until I started describing this, and now suddenly I'm not hungry anymore.
Well, I'm gonna help you out even more. So mine is rotten meat. Imagine this, right? Get back from tech school.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Get back from tech school, which is our training we go to in the military. While I'm here, they had a 4th of July party at my house. I get back, it smells like death. If you've ever smelled something died or killed something or been around death in general, there's a distinct smell of death. I got back and I thought a family of rats had died in my garage. It was I would purposely not go through the garage anymore because I thought the garage was like haunted or some shit because it smelled so fucking bad. I couldn't take it. Or let's say you go on vacation, you forget to take that chicken or that beef or whatever you want.
Oh, out of your fridge.
And you come back to fucking maggot infested meat. That is the smell I'm talking about, and it is fucking terrible.
So funny you should mention that. That happened to me when I first moved into the apartment that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake of thinking that my garbage disposal in my sink could handle steak trimmings, and it couldn't.
Ugh.
Fat and steak got intertwined with the blades and stuck there, and it got wet.
Ugh.
So imagine the smell of rotting meat, but it's wet. My garbage disposal stank for like a week before I discovered what it was. And it got to the point where almost my whole apartment smelled like rotting meat. And I know exactly what you're talking about because that happened to me more recently than I cared to imagine. I had to call maintenance. I had to call building maintenance to come over and find out what the hell was happening. This guy, he pulled a portion of the drain off, and you could see down there with a flashlight, and he pulled out this long, brown, slimy booger looking thing. And I instantly had this reek, this stench just hit me. And he goes, "I think I found your problem."
There's like a
Yeah.
So colors, it goes from like meat goes from like red to like kind of brown to brown, right?
Gray
To green. And then after green, I don't know how to explain the color.
Yeah. That's right about where mine was when he fished it out. But even then, I would still rather leave that in my sink than step foot in this mental facility again. I say that unreservedly because at the very least, I know what I'm smelling. I know this is the smell of meat. I know it's the smell of rotten meat, but at least I know what it was. With the other place, I didn't know what the fuck I was smelling.
See, that's
it just smelled bodily and ungodly.
That's where I'll
and
disagree with you.
I think that was part of what made it so nasty is because I had no clue what it was. I could infer based on context clues, based on where I was at. But me and another gentleman, Mark Reed, I'll never forget this guy. He and I physically had to leave the room. Because, like, apparently we were turning green. Like, you could tell we were just nauseous being in here. And the nurses, God bless them, they were just, like, run-of-the-mill. Like, this is their everyday work. I would never be able to do that.
See, and people could deal with that. And for rotting meat, as soon as those maggots get in there, hey, you ain't fucking dealing with any of that. Like, I didn't know for 2 months what was wrong with my garage. One, that's kind of a hopeless feeling because you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's how I was feeling because I was pouring soap, I was pouring dish detergent, I was doing the ice trick in my garbage disposal, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out where the hell the smell was coming from.
I have a pretty strong stomach, I would say. Actually, fairly strong stomach, I would say. That is the closest I've ever gotten to puking. That's the only time I think I've ever like really gagged to a smell. It smelled like something was murdered in my garage and just left there. Like I can only imagine that's what like John Wayne Gacy's basement smelled like. Is what is what my garage smelled like.
Nah, his basement smells like whenever you fart.
Well,
no wonder you have such a strong stomach. Because it's housing death itself, and it leaks out every time you.
I mean,
I lived with you for 4 years.
I do.
You, unreservedly, I say you have the worst gas of anyone I've ever known. And my little brother, for a period of years, could clear a room.
You know why? That was so the military. My roommate talked about this earlier, yesterday. The military is the biggest group of functional alcoholics there is, right?
Yeah.
Now,
100%. The unhealthiest healthy people you'll ever meet.
Exactly. And a majority of the younger 20-somethings males, 30-something, are work out like crazy, to fight off the depression, mostly. So you get protein and beer fart mix. And my whole life, has been whole adult life basically has been protein and beer fart mix, and that's why my fart smells so bad. And I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
I would take myself in a car with that and a fucking person from that hospital any day over
No, trust me.
smelling fucking rotten meat in a car right on the way home.
You would not. You wouldn't survive that building. I promise you, you would have upchucked. I promise you.
I think you can get used to it after a while. You can get used to any smell after
Like
a while.
anything, but this one physically made me nauseous.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I had to leave the room. And I have a pretty strong stomach too. Like I ate head cheese without puking. I can handle most things, but that smell, that putrid, I don't even have words. I think putrid is as close to the appropriate word for this one.
Ugh.
Because again, it's just you don't know what it is. Like what could possibly smell like that?
I think it's a bunch of smells put together is what that is. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it's
But a bunch of unknown smells.
It's shit, piss, cum. How
think
fast can we get
they're
banned on
doing
YouTube is
that.
what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Shit and piss and cum and
And just unkempt body odor
butt leakage
and saliva and just stale everything.
Yeah.
The smell of stale.
I will say, and sorry, ladies, this is another one. This isn't obviously when you walk into a bathroom to clean it when you're in a restaurant. This hasn't really become a debate, honestly. We kind of failed in the debate this week. But
I told you this is what it was going to end up being.
Who cares? We're still arguing your sides, but and you walk in and a lady has had her time. And they're not very hygienic about it. That shit's fucking disgusting. That is one of the worst smells of all time too. Not as bad as rotten meat, but it ain't that much better.
That's rotten fish. What did the blind guy say? What did the blind guy say when he walked past the fish market?
Oh, this is from a song. Ooh,
morning, ladies.
Gold 45 and 2 zigzags. Maybe that's all I need.
Well, it's a good thing we're not monetized. Otherwise, we would have been demonetized.
Fuck them. Whatever. What I'll say is, if you get offended by those jokes, you're a pussy. I'm sorry to say. Not even like a good, strong one. You're a loose, weak pussy. And if you live your life being offended by shit, you should probably rethink your life. That's all, like shut the fuck up and be a person. Yeah. Like life's not that hard.
So, history lesson for you. Or not really a history lesson, but entomology lesson. That should be a new segment, entomology with O'Leary.
Okay.
Because I love the history of words and like where words come from and the actual meanings of words.
I don't know why, but it's just me being stupid.
You didn't know what entomology meant?
No. When you said entomology, the first thing that popped in my head was the study of bugs.
You're close.
That's fucking weird. Why would we go to bug lesson?
No, okay, so I found out that when we call someone a pussy, right? The origin of the term pussy in that sense, we are not talking about female anatomy. And we're not talking about cats either. That was the common misconception for the longest time, was that we were calling you a scaredy cat or a pussy cat, right? Mm-hmm. That's not the word either. Pussy is short for pusillanimous, right? Which, if you look that one up in the dictionary, means cowardly.
Really?
Yeah. So if you call someone a pussy, you're actually calling them a coward.
And how did you say it again? Pusillanimous?
Pusillanimous.
I am pusillanimous in regards to smelling dead meat. I tell you what. Oh shit.
Yep. Yeah, maybe we should make that a segment going forward.
A word of the day or something. Entomology.
Yeah, entomology with O'Leary.
All right, we'll talk about this after.
We'll throw that one on the back
burner. See where we can fit it in.
Yeah.
If you guys like that idea, let us know in the comments. Let us know on
let us know
the YouTube.
If you have a word you want us to dig into, or you want to know the history of a word, I'll dig into it, because that stuff actually is interesting to me. Yes. Like where people's last names are from, right? It's also a really good icebreaker. If you can guess where someone's last name is from, yeah. Like, for example, if you guess that my last name O'Leary is Irish, then by golly, you're right, and suddenly we got something to talk about.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And
it
wouldn't take a genius to guess it.
I'm learning this in the interviews and interrogation. There's a section that we do called building rapport. Mm-hmm. Where you have to come up with a connection. You got to make a connection with them, and the trick is to get them talking, asking open-ended questions, and a lot of Let them talk 80% of the time. You spur the conversation by talking only 20% of the time. That's how this segment works. But I've found in my rather limited experience right now that talking about names and where you're from is a really good icebreaker. Especially considering the first thing you do when you're interviewing a suspect or a victim or a witness is you get demographical information from them, right? What's your name? What's your social? What's your date of birth? That kind of stuff. But if you can go from that to, oh, that's an interesting name. Where's that from? Right?
That's true.
And suddenly,
very easy.
It's a
use it in every situation.
It's a really good segue, and suddenly you get them talking about their family history, right? The ins and outs, and you eventually want to get them into talking about personal details, right? Because those personal details are what you're eventually going to use during the actual interrogation, right? If you're having a conversation with, especially a suspect, and you don't get anything more than a like and a dislike, maybe you failed as an interrogator, right? You should theoretically be able to get to the point where you're getting intimate, personal details about things, about people.
Yes.
So,
which you would think is a hard thing to do, right? But if you're speaking to people as a person, most people want to talk about themselves. That's the fact. Most people want to tell you about themselves. Most people are very I want to say self-centered. What's the word? I can't think of it.
Narcissistic, hedonistic,
narcissistic, egotistical.
Right.
Most people are like that. So
well, I think it has less to do with narcissism and more to do with everyone knows how to talk about themselves.
That's true too.
It's not like I'm trying to have you talk to me about cars or some other topic that I may or may not actually know a lot about. You're talking about yourself. So you know how to talk about yourself.
Because you are the expert of yourself.
Right. That's very well said. Yeah, you are the expert in self. Unless you got multiple personalities, in which case, good luck.
Yeah. Then you're a jack of all trades.
Yeah, right.
You're a jack of all selves.
But yeah, that was an unintentional segue that I made there. But yeah, segues, dude. Segues is the name of the game when it comes to the rapport section of an interview.
And they're like most chicks. Everyone likes. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to come up with a segue to You Laugh, You Lose, because I think we're pretty much done with this debate.
Yeah, we didn't really debate much. Let us know who won, but neither of us actually lost. But tell us what you think is the worst smell, and then put your top 5 best smells. We haven't actually said that before. In the comments of the YouTube or in the emails, toss us your top 5 best smells. Toss them in the chats when we're on Twitch. It would be awesome.
And while you're at it, we would love to hear your ideas for future themes. We'd love to hear your ideas for debate topics. like we've mentioned, our top 5, our Don't Get Me Started, and our debates are all going to kind of follow a theme, but themes are a little bit more difficult than you might think to come up with. So we can brainstorm all we want, but at the end of the day, most of the best ideas come from people who are able to kind of step out of the role a little bit, and somebody who brings a different background, a different lifestyle. Y'all have different perspectives on things. We would love to hear your ideas, and we'd love to talk about them.
I would say eventually
maybe laugh about them.
We would like this to be, once we have enough of a fandom or whatever, we would like this to be somewhat of a community-run show.
Yeah,
as in community run, we mean you can supply us with these, and then we go off your topics
all the input. Yeah, the input,
all the videos.
Yeah,
for the most part, all of this we would love to come from the community. Maybe get a Discord started and have you guys do the videos there.
Yeah.
But we do treasure our community,
our listeners and our viewers. Yeah, and the easiest way to stay involved is either to email us at doublefeedpodcast@gmail.com or comment on the YouTube videos, because these do all go on YouTube. Or actually, you know what? If you do watch on Twitch, if you want to watch live on Twitch, toss us a follow and turn on your notifications. You'll get notified every time we go live. And then come in here and chat with us live. We usually do a pretty good job of keeping our live audience involved as best we can. We've had y'all have been able to spur on some great conversations. So I want to say a shout out to a couple of our more consecutive listeners. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting us the way you do. We would appreciate it if you continued to participate the way you guys have been. So with that, before we move on to our You Laugh, You Lose section, this is where we will bid adieu to our podcast listeners, because it makes 0 sense for you guys to try and do a You Laugh, You Lose challenge when you can't watch it along with us.
That's the truth. You know what I mean?
But if you are one of our podcast listeners and you think, hey, maybe I do want to see what these dorks are up to with You Laugh, You Lose, swing on over to YouTube or Rumble. We are on both. And then you can watch along with us.
Follow us on all the things. Give us, I think there's like stars and shit you can give us. You know, if you want to give us a 5-star, that'd be cool. If you want to comment, give us a like, hit the bell. That'd be cool. It's free. It only helps us. Tell your, which we haven't said before, tell your friends about us. I would say specifically the veteran community might get our humor just as much as you do, along with people who like, you know, somewhat of a dark humor or a kind of fucked up humor.
Dark humor's like food. Not everybody gets it.
Yeah, and I have I have no filter, and neither do either of us on this podcast. So we do appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week for a longer podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
No.
And then for the rest of y'all,
the rest of you fuckers,
our visual audience, who for some reason likes to watch us, considering how ugly we both are.
Yeah, like you said, faces for radio.
Faces for radio. Damn right.
And
a face only a mother could love.
We skipped around a lot on this, so I don't know how many of these I've actually played. So I'm going to start up here.
I guess we will figure it out.
1 sec. Oh, I got to... 1 second.
Pop over the sound. Yeah. Did you get Pounders' submissions and my other submissions?
I did, yes.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Bong schlong, huh?
I don't know if this is funny or not. I'm going to swap these real quick. What the fuck?
Let's see what we got.
Ready?
I'm not hurting the frog in any way whatsoever. You see, it's puffing up its body. He's like a balloon right now. Yes, I know, but have you not figured out that you've already been captured? Yeah? Now, I'm not hurting the frog in any way whatsoever. You see, it's puffing up its body. He's like a balloon right now. Yes, I know, but have you not figured out that you've already been captured?
That's probably not real.
Yeah?
That can't be. I hope it's real, just for the sake of humor.
Me too.
But I doubt it.
All right.
As much as I hate
you have
to
to give me
say.
timestamps because I don't remember. Whole
So
thing.
this was Pounders, I believe.
All right, probably whole thing then. No.
Yeah,
Pounders
it's
is
just
this
a. He did 2 of them.
one. Oh, he did.
He did the first 2. This one is just a YouTube short, right? So it should just be the whole thing.
So Sergeant Beckham, what did you say a second ago?
So I said, I think what's crazy is like,
Same.
you could sign for $15 million worth of equipment, a cannon, have live ammo, and fire it live, unsupervised most of the time. But you can't
have a toaster in your room.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, the amount of bullshit we have to deal with in the military as far
It's the
as
most military thing I've ever heard
stupid
in my
ass
life.
rules.
But you can't have a toaster.
You're telling me I can carry a gun and potentially have to shoot somebody, but I can't have a candle in my room? Like, what the fuck? Seriously.
I have a curfew.
Yeah.
Grown fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
We
For the most part.
We did these.
Did we?
These ones? We did this one, I know for sure. I don't know about this one.
So my child has come out to me as part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I couldn't be more proud. Meet Geralt, my bi son.
Oh
so my
my.
child has come out to me as part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I couldn't be more proud. Meet Geralt, my bi son. So my child has come out to me.
That's clever.
Oh, I
Good
thought,
for
I thought that
her.
one would get you. I forgot about that
It
one.
was
This is
that
Geralt,
close, dude.
my bi son. Oh shit. All
What
right,
did the
where we at?
buffalo? What did the buffalo say when his son went to college?
Hmm.
Bye,
Bye,
son. Alrighty.
What do we got?
Is it? Oh, is this one mine? This is
Too
the
much
Fail Army
protein.
one.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a second. 114.
Damn.
We can just file that one away with all the other adorably hilarious kid videos we've had.
Yes, you can. We'll
On
have
here
to
in the
have
past.
one, like maybe a couple months from now, where
Ooh.
we just do the funniest kid videos.
Let's do that for our 20th episode.
What are we at? 17 right now?
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of kid video.
Sylvie, say duh.
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 Okay, say what?
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 What? What the fuck?
Well, that's my rule, okay?
I think we saw this one last week.
I think we did. All right.
Get it, Dave! Get it out! Get it out, Dave! Get it out! Oh my god! Get it, Dave! Get it out! Get it out! Dave!
That's
Get it
military
out!
humor right there at its finest. Those damn MRE shits.
All right. What do you? We have another one. This one, or is that it?
Nope, that's it for that one. The next one, the funny videos instant regret one, right?
Yep.
So what's up next? 652. Wait, Pounders had 2 video submissions.
Yeah, there's one at the end.
Okay.
Hold on, serious question. What would you do if I were choking? I would pull back 2 inches and say, I'm sorry. What the fuck? I would pull back 2 inches and say, I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Kudos to that man.
Good man. That man got head.
Good man. Now, what if your wife starts smoking? Slow down and apply some lube.
Kudos to that one.
Not a goddammit? Fuck.
Not quite.
I thought I would have earned a goddammit O'Leary for that one.
All right.
What the heck did I just watch? The way he jumps. That's funny.
I thought that was a lot funnier.
He said hello?
Hello? Who is that? Who's there? You want any other one on this one?
Nope. The last one.
I just have these two left. Bless.
This one is a YouTube short, so it's the whole video. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I need to preface this. This guy has a new high-tech fart machine that sounds incredibly realistic. So none of what you're about to hear is actually real. It just sounds real.
Okay. Yeah, these are the only three. Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh. Oh. Ah.
What did you eat, man?
Shoot. Oh.
Oh. It almost got me with those.
Right? That's what got me.
Did you laugh?
Just now? No.
Oh, damn it.
No, but last night when I found this, I was dying.
When you're on a first date and she orders a Bud Light.
Ooh, I don't like where this is
careful.
going.
That's a dude. You're talking to a tranny.
When you're on a first date and she orders a Bud Light.
Yeah.
You should be careful. That's
Are
a
we
dude
still at 0-0
you're talking
right
to.
now? We're getting a little too good at this.
We are. All right.
Either that or I'm not drunk enough.
Probably. Ready?
Yep.
Come over here. Check out my new shoes. They're the brand new
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, buckle some more. 5, 6, Nike kicks.
Oh, come over here. Check
What
out my
the
new
fuck
shoes.
did I just watch?
Brand new
1, 2, buckle my shoe.
That was a pounder submission.
3, 4,
That Pounders, man, we gotta have a serious heart to heart after that.
We only like farts and funny kids here. Damn it. Almost got him.
Almost. No, that was just cringe.
It was. This one we watched last week, but I want to watch it again.
Oh. That's the right attitude to have. Good kid.
When nothing's going well,
Splat.
but you stay positive.
That splat sound is hilarious.
All right.
It's like the cow falling off the roof. You remember that one?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can I help you?
Will this work on mental constipation?
I'm sorry. What is mental constipation?
Well, I hadn't been able to give a shit in the last 2 weeks. I'm just wondering if it'll help.
Excuse me.
Damn. I don't remember what this is.
We're all chasing that limitless feeling, just like in the movie. What if
It's about mushrooms.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You seen this one?
Well, what do we have here? Okay. I wonder what happens. Well, what do we have
my
here?
gosh.
Okay.
That
I
took a
wonder
second.
what happens.
Counts at 3, get real mad at it.
What?
Hit it like you're real mad. Real mad. Hey, come on, real mad. Counts at 3, get real mad
Did
at
you
it.
just flip it off?
Hit it like you're real mad. Real mad. Hey, come on, real mad.
That's fine.
Hey, Donald Trump, can you please stop screwing around? I can't deal with this brain dead fuck for another 4 years. Instead of Sleepy Joe, I'm gonna start calling you Daisy. Cause some Daisy's with us and some Daisy's not. I got a good idea.
Wow.
Instead of fixing transgender rights, you should fix the fucking gas prices. Hey, Donald Trump, can you...
He has a couple videos that are hilarious.
Some daisies here, some daisies not.
Genius.
Brilliant.
He's telling Trump, I can't deal with this old fuck anymore.
What do you think about California? You like it?
Yeah.
Do you like it? You taking a shit? What you doing?
Appropriate.
What do you think about California? You like it?
Yeah.
Do you like it? You taking a shit? What you doing?
That's California for you. Just a shithole of a state. I got no problems laughing at that on principle. But that was funny. I'll take my L. Is that 3 losses in a row? I've
Let's watch a couple more.
Okay.
I love you. Yeah. I love you. Yay. I love
That's
you.
adorable.
That's fucking adorable.
That's adorable. Hello. That's great. Good for you, Mama.
We're gonna get copyright struck for this one, but whatever.
Hey, I need you. Come grab me.
It's gonna be a dildo.
Okay.
Good song.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tranny. Or it's gonna be a blow-up doll.
Even better.
What? Are you shitting me?
Aww.
What a great one, dude. This one I showed to my dad. And he laughed so fucking hard because Javi Baez is on the Tigers right now.
And he's a douche.
He's dog shit, dude. It's a Javi Baez highlight.
Look, I be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new whip. Same old attitude, but I'm on that new shit. They say they gon' ride me, see me never do shit, cause they know that's the reason they gon' end up on the news clip. Audemars on my wrist.
Didn't he get benched?
No. He gets paid $25 million a year. When he
I swear I
when
thought
he
I read a news
overthrows that
story
guy,
just recent. I swear I saw a news story recently where he got benched because of how shitty he's been playing.
they should honestly. He's So fucking. The young kids we have right now are really good. Like Nick Manson, Matt Verling, who we traded for, Riley Green, all of them. They're playing great. Miggy's on his last year, and he's kind of a dinosaur right now, so he can't do much. But
I thought Miggy was retiring
this year. After this year, this is last year. All right, ready? I got a real good one.
Hit it.
I talk dirty, I give you the sound. Give me the roots, I give you the mound. Feed me your feces, we need to hustle. Clean up my beaches, show me your muscles. I'll give you crabs, I'll give you turtles. Fill me up, baby, I'm filled and I'm fertile. Dirty toss, you want the dirt? Feeling the clay and the sand up my shirt. Slipping my silk, I'll give you a squirt. You want to eat it? You need my dirt. Calcium, nitrogen, enzymes, vitamins. Spread your seeds, I am vitamin. Giving you what you need time and time again. I got minerals, fungi, H2O, bacteria, carbon, nematodes. You want to grow, you got to get a hoe. Go work the land, that's a hand job, bro. Throw your organics all over my body. I'll make it hot. You're welcome to watch it. I'll make it down. I'll mix it all up. And then when I'm done, you can work with me stuff. Break it up, snap pets when I'm sequestering that carbon. I come alive when you get me wet. There's an orgy in your garden. What the? Let's talk dirty.
That's genius. If all tree huggers are like that, I would love them and support them like crazy.
Oh, man.
All right. 2 more.
Mr. Clement, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen,
they didn't cuff him before they put him in the car?
Is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me? Hop in the car. For what reason? What is the charge?
Why
Eating a
did you
meal?
get your hand
A
off?
succulent Chinese meal.
You're so proper.
Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well.
Get your hand off my penis.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Mr. Clement, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Getting falsely arrested at a
Gentlemen,
Chinese restaurant.
This is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Why did you do this?
This is the bloke who got my hands on my
For
penis
what reason?
before.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir.
Succulent Chinese meal.
Yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one.
I have a hard time.
Are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
God, that's funny. If I was with the cops, I'd have a hard time.
I would have
lost all composure. Get your hand off my penis!
Are you waiting for my limp penis?
Oh man, that's funny. Okay,
all right,
what?
one more.
How badly did I get my ass beat here?
All
right,
pretty close. Give me one more,
Woo!
And then we'll.
Okay.
I have a lot, but
one more, and I'm starving, and I got to go to bed.
Got that Detroit style pizza from Pizza Hut now, guys. Trying to try it out. Got that Detroit style pizza from Pizza Hut now, guys. Trying to try it out. Got that Detroit style pizza from Pizza Hut now, guys. Trying to try it out.
Hey, Maria, select your person.
Oh my god, what is
so hard at
happening?
this.
Just pick a person.
I just pick a person.
Any person.
I'm gonna go for the dude in the middle.
Hey, Maria, select your person.
God damn! Oh my god, what is happening?
Just pick a person.
I just.
Get wrecked. Titleist golf ball. Pro V1 University. Go fairway.
She took
Get
that
wrecked.
square off the nose.
Hey, bro. Why don't chickens wear underwear?
Because there are peckers on their face. I finally did it. Hey, Brody. Why don't chickens wear underwear? Because there are peckers on their face.
I think it's the hardest O'Leary's ever laughed in his entire life.
Get my abs. I'm crying. Oh shit! Oh, my stomach hurts. Fuck! Oh shit! Ow! Oh.
Got him, boys. I think it is 3 in a row. 4 in a row? Someone in the chat, please let us know, because I've kind of lost count. And I can't send them signs yet, so.
Oh my god! Oh.
I killed O'Leary.
Oh.
But, you know, while O'Leary's trying to gather himself together, we do this, you know, about once a week, 4 times a month, for around 2 hours or so. This one was a little bit shorter than usual, but we do appreciate you guys. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Samsung Podcasts, every other podcast platform out there. Give us a good rating if you like it. If you don't like it, don't give us a good rating. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Rumble, follow us on Twitch. That's all free. There's no point in not doing it. And then O'Leary will have about 3 or 4 signs when he gets home in a month or so.
Oh my god, that's the funniest shit. Okay, now in all fairness, that's usually the response I have for most of the videos that I submit.
Mm-hmm.
After the fact, like for example, the one last week where the good witch falls off the ceiling,
yes,
on the stage, that was what I was doing the other night for about 15 minutes, just watching that shit on repeat. Don't worry, little children, I will help. That would have me dying live about that result there. But yeah. Oh my god.
I think
my
since
abs hurt. My stomach hurts.
I think since the truck though, I think it's the hardest you've laughed since the truck.
Yes. 100%.
Got them, boys.
But chickens wear underwear.
Because they're beggars on their face.
Oh my god. That's amazing. That's amazing.
But you know, you got anything to say for the viewers before we pop on out of here, O'Leary?
We will see y'all next week. Hopefully a little earlier in the night.
Yes.
So I can get to bed at a decent time. I still haven't eaten supper.
If you just popped in the chat, toss a follow. That way you know we can come in the next podcast. Go to Spotify, go to YouTube, go to Rumble, whatever you want to do, any podcast, and follow what we just did here. It was a pretty fun day, I'll say. Shorter than usual, but
yeah, it was. Podcast. Yep. I'm going to get maybe a few hours of sleep before I got to be up for class tomorrow. Good thing I was smart and pre-bought an energy drink, so I will be set for tomorrow.
That's a smart man. All right, everybody.
All right. All right, thanks for joining us. We will see y'all next week for the episode of Legal Age of Consent, number 18.
Bye.
On that note, their peckers on their face. Oh, shit.